now we come to the end of the road of this of these lectures here, and this is maybe just the beginning. You know, that it has opened up a door that you can start practicing, and you can start reflecting on your own life and your own ideas about yourself, and reflecting on your true nature. So from here on, you know, there are books, there are teachers you can follow, and but you will still have to work on this, solving this enigma, you know, of how to be I'm not changing in an ever-changing world. You know, every day there is a new change from waking state to dream state to deep to sleep states, and these experiences continues over and over. And but I am unchanged. I am unaffected. So it's an enigma how to integrate the non-dual world, the non-dual view in living in a dualistic world. It's the big challenge. The big challenge is how to live our lives. So, but this has hopefully given you some perspective on who you are and the enormous implications of this knowledge. Hopefully you will have a perspective on the idealistic worldview in deep contrast to the materialistic, reductionistic, scientific, modern day religion. You know, this is the, you know, it's not a belief. You know, I think this is, you know, this is truth in the sense that it's based on, it's a scientific investigation of our reality. It's the logical consequences of the most obvious thing, that I exist and that I'm aware. So hopefully this has given you some perspective on the most essential question of who I am. And from onwards here, you know, you can get some more information. You can find your teachers, and because there are lots of teaching out there, there is Advaita Vedanta, several teachers who is presenting this teaching very loud and clear. And there is also the Buddhist tradition where all this with a lot of fine teachers, and there is Sufi traditions, and there's various traditions where this teaching is intact. I would still kind of be skeptical to, very skeptical to teachers who has invented this by themselves. As I've said, this is not my teaching. There is nothing here that is my kind of personal philosophy. And I'm pretty skeptical to teachers who has their own kind of package that they teach, which is some of what they're saying is true, but it's still mixed with ignorance. Because this teaching is so complex and is developed and cultivated through thousands of years that it's not possible for one single person to come up with this. And so therefore, you need this tradition to back you up and to have a foundation in an authentic tradition. So there is all reasons to be very critical to gurus and teachers. And in most people in the West, there is no traditions and training in how we should relate to wisdom traditions or gurus. And so many people, they kind of fall by the wayside and get seduced into spiritual organizations and exploited and so whatnot when there is not the authentic teaching present. And not that the authentic teaching is any guarantee for that not exploitation and bad things can happen, because we're humans, you know, and humans are fallible. Even though, you know, the teaching can be there can still be humans and teachers with their own limitations and doing their own mistakes and so on. So, but basically, it's about taking responsibility for your own spiritual search, and And the good thing about this knowledge is that you don't become a seeker anymore. You're not a seeker anymore. Vedanta means also the end of the Vedas. And a very kind of a little optimistic interpretation is the meaning that's also the end of knowledge, because there is nothing after this teaching. Simple as that, because this is a complete teaching, and there is no answer. There's no question on the spiritual path that cannot be answered within this teaching. Simple as that. So because I was a spiritual searcher for a long time. I was reading Deepak Chopra. That was interesting, and Eckhart Tolle, he was interesting, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I always had this sense of lack, that there was. It was always limited, that it didn't give the complete answers. But when I came on to Advaita Vedanta, then I find it is a complete teaching, and there is no, I don't need to there's nothing after that. But you don't need to get to this, we all have our own way and our own process of learning, but the main thing is to ask the question, who am I? And all kinds of magic will start from there. So thank you for listening.